swing your legs out, but stay seated. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, okay?
What's your last name?
Bennett.
What is your first name?
Abigail.
What's your middle?
Grace.
Are you currently under any physician's care for any chronic conditions?
No.
Have you considered or attempted suicide or considered any suicidal thoughts at this time?
No, sir.
Do you use alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when was the last time you used? Okay, do you know how much you drank?
Just a couple drinks.
What's a couple, 1 or 2? More than that?
Maybe.
Okay, so we'll put more than 2.
You come out with me. We're going to walk into this door right over here. Okay, Abigail, I'm going to take these cuffs off, and I'm going to have you stand here on these feet print, and I want you to stare at that target, okay? Do me a favor and stand there on the feet print. And stare at that target up there. What I'm doing now is I'm taking your photo, your booking photo, okay? And I'm going to be taking a scan of your body. Do you have any kind of metal parts? You don't have anything hidden anywhere?
No, sir.
No drugs, no anything?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm scanning your body right now. You can come back out and stand here on the feet right there.
We're gonna go through that door right there.
Can you inform that lady on the phone?
All right, face that wall for me. Put your hands up on the wall. This wall right here. And spread your legs. All right, so on the scan we did see something abnormal, so we are gonna do a strip search on you, okay? Okay. All right, can you go ahead and take off your necklace and all that for me? Any jewelry you have on.
So we're going to walk in here and I'm going to do a breathalyzer test on you. You submitted to the breath test when you sign that form, okay? You come in here and have a seat. What I'm doing right now is doing a self-test on this, making sure there's no alcohol in the tube at all, okay? I tell you to begin, you're going to blow into this tube and keep blowing until I tell you to stop, okay? Do you understand what I told you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and begin. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Okay, good. Okay, it's showing 0.27. You know the legal limit in the state of Tennessee is 0.08.
Alyssa's dead. She's really gone. You know, I just was like, that could have been me. That could have been anybody in the car. I was like, why didn't I tell her to sit back? Why did I let her sit in the console? I was like, why did I let Abigail drive? Because we were all like, Abigail, it's fine, you can drive. She'd only had a few drinks. And if we had just put ourselves in a better situation, Alyssa would still be here today. And so I think about that every day right now. That if I would have just not let her drive, if we would have made better choices, if I had made Alyssa sit down and buckle up, because if she would have been buckled up, she wouldn't have went through the windshield. But nobody said anything because we just thought, it's just a quick trip. I wish I could just go back and stop it all. We don't want that, Bob.
Okay.
Hey?
Hello, ma'am. I'm Detective Massey of the Cleveland Police Department. May I come in and talk with you for a minute?
Is everything okay?
Probably better if we just sat down while I spoke with you.
Okay. Come on in.
Thank you.
I see your badge. What's this about?
Sir, why don't we just sit down for a minute, please?
Okay.
I'm sorry to inform you all, but there's been an accident and Alyssa has been involved. They were...
Wait, there's no way. She's at Bradley cheering. Like, it can't be, like...
It appears that it was an alcohol-related incident.
She doesn't drink.
I understand.
She doesn't drink.
I understand, ma'am. I hear you. Alyssa Ballinger. She has passed away. I'm sorry to inform you guys of that.
If your strength.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's Alyssa Ballinger.
Where's she at?
She's still at the scene right now.
Can we go?
It's y'all's call, but there are parameters and things set. You guys won't be able to physically get to her right now.
What happened?
I decided to drive race, so there was some erratic driving going on, and then lost control of the vehicle and an accident occurred. Is there anyone that I can call for you guys? Maybe your pastor or...
Our pastor.
Your pastor? Can you give me his name?
Mickey Clark.
Mickey Clark? Yes, sir, I will do that.
Oh, no.
So
It can't
sorry.
be true. Oh, Lord. No.
Yeah, so we have a 17-year-old male that was involved in a head-on MDC, and he's got pretty significant injuries to his head and some other injuries that are going to require surgical intervention. I suspect he's probably going to have a pretty long recovery, and it looks like he's got a traumatic brain injury, so he'll have to come up for surgery, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, we'll send him right up.
Looks like we've got a major head wound. Let's get him to surgery right away. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up and get him there.
All right, Miss Bennett, this is a sad day. You need to be arraigned on many felony counts, serious felonies. The first 2 counts are vehicular homicide with the allegation that your actions led to the death of 2 young people. 1 count of vehicular assault for an individual that has suffered serious bodily injury, and also felony reckless endangerment. We'll enter a not guilty plea for you. The state has asked to be heard in considering your bond, so I will allow the state to address the court at this time.
Your defendant was intoxicated. She was drag racing another vehicle at the time. She collided with a vehicle that pulled out. 2 other high school students were killed in this incident. Another was seriously injured. The state would request in this matter a $500,000 bond.
Right. I have set Mr. Graves' bond at $100,000. I do think, based on the allegations, I will set a bond in this matter of $200,000 for Miss Bennett. Miss Bennett, do you think that you will make that bond?
It's a bad memory for us all to be together now that Alyssa and Abigail are gone. It's just not the same, and things will never be the same.
What else be seated, please?
When they spend eternity in heaven. And here's, as tough as this is, probably the best thing I can tell you, is that all of us have an opportunity now. We were blessed to be a part of Alyssa's life and her a part of ours. And now we have an amazing opportunity to be able to go and to live a life that now is worthy and representing what her life represents.
We're about to graduate high school, and 3 people that I went all through high school with, and Alyssa all of middle school and high school with, aren't here. Alyssa was one of my best friends, and I'm about to graduate high school without her. I don't get to see her face every day anymore.
Today is a somber day. The district attorney's office has asked me to sentence you to 30 years jail based on the demeanor that you've had in court throughout this proceeding since being before me from your very arraignment day. You've had a cavalier attitude. You've had an attitude that this isn't a big deal. Even today, you're smiling. What is there to smile about? Well, I don't think you'll be smiling at the end of today, ma'am. One of the main things when I am sentencing someone, for me to look at as a judge, is whether they are amenable to correction and whether they understand the severity of what they have done. I don't think from your attitude from day one, you understand the severity of what you have done from your actions. When you got behind the wheel drunk and decided to recklessly drive and hit another vehicle because of your actions, you took 2 lives. And you stand before me today in my court, in a court of law, of the people's court, smiling and smirking when 2 people are no longer on this earth. That's 4 parents that lost children, grandparents that don't have their grandchild, a community that weeps and mourns, and you stand here smiling. Ms. Bennett, I cannot think of another matter, another case that I've had where I've seen less regret for a horrific act. And based upon that, I am going to sentence you today to 20 years prison, 20 years in state penitentiary, which must be served at 100%. So I think that over the next 20 years, I hope that you will not have a smile on your face, that you will learn to appreciate what you have done, the lives you have taken, the life that you have changed forever of that young man who is forever handicapped because of you. I hope that this sentence will teach you what you have done is a severe and terrible, terrible thing. Thank you.
We had someone to drive us that wasn't drinking that night, and they canceled on us, and we should have been responsible enough to find a new driver instead of just letting Abigail drive us. She drank that night, and we knew that. We just thought it would be okay, but it wasn't.
A lot of people have chosen to stay silent after the incident, but I can't blame them. Ever since, I literally haven't had any sort of energy to talk to anybody. I genuinely can't stand talking to people anymore because they always ask me what happened or how it happened, why I didn't say anything. It just destroys me.
Since you admitted to smoking some weed, I'm going to place you in custody.
But officer, I wasn't even drinking. Like, I don't understand why I'm getting detained.
Marijuana is illegal, sir. Marijuana is illegal.
Oh my God. Freak.
Okay, Ryan, since you told me that you were smoking some marijuana, I'm gonna get a blood test done on you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just to check the level of marijuana, see if there's any other intoxicants in your blood, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. The ambulance is on the way right now, and they're gonna draw the blood for me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ryan's been one of my best friends for the past 2 years, actually. And seeing him go down that path and the effects that killing his best friend will have on him, I think that's a worse punishment, worse than the jail time could ever be. I don't think he'll ever forgive himself, and even if he does get out of prison, I don't know how he'll ever live with himself. We should have stopped them. I mean, we're all guilty. I know that Ryan's gonna be blamed the most, and he should. But we were all complicit. We all knew that they had been drinking, and we let them. We encouraged them even. I wanted the girls to win the race, and all the boys were just having fun. We didn't know that anyone would be in danger.
Okay, sir, at this time I feel that I have enough to place you into custody under suspicion of DUI, okay? What I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to turn around and place your hands behind your back. Okay, so we'll walk back here to my car and you'll have a seat on the passenger side. Have a seat right there. All right, sir, if you come with me, you go through this one door here on the left.
Dee has been one of my friends since 6th grade, and seeing one of your long-term friends dead and having his mother cry in front of you is awful. I mean, the feeling, man, I don't even know what to say at that point. I mean, she was bawling her eyes out, and everyone else was just silent. So all you could hear was her cry.
We're gathered here this afternoon to remember a life well lived, but taken from us way too soon. DeAnthony Jaden Reed leaves behind his brother Cedric, his brother Keon, his mom Alexandria, his dad Cedric. Y'all, this is a young man who was loved by this community, loved by his school, loved by his church family, and taken too soon. I wish I could explain why these moments happen, why God allows tragedies like this to happen, but I can't. There's a lot of what ifs in situations like this. What if he would have done this different? What if that person would have done this? One choice could have made all the difference. What I can give you is the celebration of the memories of his life, the moments that we do have and have had with DeAnthony. Let's never forget those memories because they help us move forward and stand strong.
Seeing that accident, but mostly the effects on the people around them, and hearing the cries of his mother will haunt me for the rest of my life. Dee and Ryan, they're best friends. They were best friends. And they did everything together. And Alyssa, just all the girls just loved being around her. She was so sweet, even to me. And I barely knew her. I had a few classes with her, but I could tell that she was a sweet person. But now they're gone, and nobody knows how to go back to normal. The friendships are totally different because there's a piece missing there, and we can't get that back.
Mr. Graves, you need to be arraigned today on several very significant felony charges that carry with them mandatory prison sentences if convicted. Those are 2 counts of vehicular homicide. The allegation is that your actions caused the death of 2 individuals. 1 count of vehicular assault. 1 individual, the allegation is seriously injured based on this, and also felony reckless endangerment for the other individuals in the car. I cannot emphasize enough how serious these crimes are. Sir, after hearing arguments from your attorney and the district attorney, I have decided to hand down a sentence of 8 years prison Under law, a vehicular homicide must be a prison sentence, and it is to be served at 100%, which means that you will never have a parole eligibility date. You will be in prison for the next 8 years. Good luck to you, sir.
No bracelets.
Have a seat.
I mean, we were all just sitting there, and Hunter was gone. I mean, he could barely even walk straight. So when it came down to it, I mean, I didn't even have time to react, honestly. He was just in the moment. I should have said something, but I didn't have the strength to do it. I didn't want to be frowned upon or lame, to be honest.
Right, Mr. Jordan, you need to be arraigned today on a DUI allegation and also felony reckless endangerment. How does the defendant plead to these matters?
Your Honor, the client pleads not guilty to these charges. Leon Shahan, attorney for the Bradley County Bar, will be representing the defendant here today. At this point, we'll waive formal reading and proceed with the arraignment.
Mr. Jordan, you stand convicted after a jury trial of felony reckless endangerment and DUI, a severe felony and a severe misdemeanor. The state is asking to be heard on what it believes a just sentence would be. So I will let the district attorney explain that.
Your Honor, my client, the state is correct. My client is young. He's 18 years old. He's a senior in high school. He's a kid. Maybe in the eyes of the law, he's an adult, but he's still a kid. He comes from a good family, Your Honor. They posted his bail. They hired my office to represent him on this case, and they've been financially and physically invested in this man's future and this man's life. He's done a lot of good things, Judge. Your Honor, this has been obviously a bad thing, and we understand that. But we don't believe this man's life should be thrown away because of one bad decision. We'd ask that you give him 3 years probation.
Mr. Jordan, are you sorry for what you did?
Yes, sir.
I do think that straight probation would not fully appreciate the seriousness of this crime and be warranted for the seriousness of this crime. And so I am going to order that Mr. Jordan spend 3 years in state custody in prison. That's to be served at a minimum of 30%. So for the next year at least, Mr. Jordan will be in the state of Tennessee's custody in prison. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to jail right now.
Playing during football season, I mean, incredible. I had classes with him. He was always super smart. I mean, kid had a 4.0 GPA. He was going to Northwestern. He had it all set out for him. And now he has permanent brain damage. It's gone like that. All of his dreams, ambitions, goals are just like that. Gone.
There we go. Now our next letter. Good. You're doing so good. It's okay. It's all right. Don't get frustrated. Come on, one more letter. You got it. Keep working. okay. We knew this wasn't going to be easy, but it's okay. I'm going to be here with you every step of the way, okay? You're going to get there.
Tito he lost everything. He was one of the smartest people I knew and had such a drive when it comes to football. And he can't even do a simple puzzle at this point, and it's just heartbreaking to see him. And Dee was always just so kind, and he was so nice. And then just not seeing them every day, it's awful to realize if we all could have just made better decisions that they'd still be here walking across that stage with us in a few weeks.
Before we finish, I want to ask you all to think back to all that we have experienced together. From the greatest of wins into the most devastating loss of our beloved friends, never forget that they should be here.
Thank you.